Welcome back to Dadnarok. This is Shaun.
And this is Chris.
And tonight we are just, I don't know, just a little freestyle, kind of catching up on some things. I got back from vacation this week. Chris has been very
Falling apart.
busy. I don't know what you've been up to.
Dude, I've been crumbling like a freaking, badly packed Pringles potato chip. I mean, that's pretty much what I've been. I mean, between my back, giving me issues and spasms, I can't move for weeks. And then, taking a knee in my kitchen and I guess apparently pulling or straining the hell out of my left quad. Uh,
Yeah, you didn't tell that. So you haven't told you only told me via text and on here, but not like on a show. Why don't you give me the full story again? I want to hear it from the beginning.
okay, so it starts fantastically. Zach is a big soccer player.
Yeah.
He's at the end of the season. There's always a adult youth game. All of us adults, I think there's a lot more, physically fit than we are out there running around like idiots.
Yeah.
So I'm out there running around and I'm having a good time. I'm realizing I am badly out of shape because I am sucking wind hard.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, I'm just sore. Both my quads, are just sore. Nothing more than that. I'm like, okay, I just kind of exerted myself a little more than I have.
Right.
A week goes by. I'm still pretty damn sore. Now, it's been exactly a week, and now I have another one to play on because Zach plays on multiple teams. So I had every intention on going out and playing this, adult youth game again. But like wives do, she gave me a to-do list before I left the house.
Oh, you putting this on her? This
Oh no,
injury?
no, 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 not at all. I'm not going to say she's the one that caused the injury, but it was
Mhm.
her task that caused the injury.
That sounds like a difference without a distinction.
But she said, "Can you fill a dog's water bowl?" It's one of those ones that's the gravity fed ones.
Yeah.
So I filled it up, went back over, and I went to take a knee to put it down. My right knee hit the ground. My left leg that was bent but not on the ground.
Yeah.
I felt something pop, tear, something. I got the water bowl down without spilling it. I hit the ground. I don't remember hitting the ground.
Yeah.
So I blacked out. Now, Skylar and Zach, who are 9 and 12, holy crap, 9 and 12, uh, are freaking out. Janessa
Yeah.
was in the garage. She comes in now, completely not knowing what's going on, and I can't move because anytime I moved, it was just bad. But after about 10 to 15 minutes, she was able to help me get off the ground because I'm shocked she was able to get me up.
Yeah.
But went to the hospital, spent 9 hours in the ER. They told me, you need an MRI. We can't order one. Here's some pain meds. Go home.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You were like trying to even be seen for like hours.
Yeah, because we had one of our big hospital chains down here had a cyber attack. So the one that I go to all the time was then overwhelmed with everyone that would go to the other one. They're all going here now. So it was a mess. And on top of all that, I was supposed to pick my mom up from the airport in Columbus, flying home from Arizona.
Mm.
So Janessa had to leave me at the ER, drive to Columbus, pick up my mom, and I had to Uber home from the ER.
God, that sounds awful.
So I got really lucky. Honestly, it was my very first time to ever use Uber. I've never used it before,
Really?
and I got
That's
really
a story
lucky.
in itself.
Really nice young girl picked me up, took me home, and it took her some back ass hillbilly roadway, and she was like not comfortable on the roads because they were winding and they were narrow, and
Yeah.
that was something by itself. But yeah, that was kind of it. And then I had to wait to go to my actual doctor so she can order the MRI, and that was like a month almost after the accident, and that was done. So long story short, I really badly strained my actual leg,
Yeah.
and
How long
it
ago was this 2 weeks ago?
this was the 27th of last month. I'll be a month tomorrow.
Yes, wasn't it? Was it Memorial Day weekend? I feel like it was around the holiday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in that ballpark.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, and I'm still dealing with back issues with the really bad back spasms. So I combined the two. I was
Starting to sound like Granddad in a rock.
it was yeah. Hurdy furdy dirty furdy. No, that's the chef. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much the extent of what it was. And now it's I'm hobbled. Like there's nothing that can be done. It's not bad enough for surgery, thank God. But now it's just time and rest. And I have plenty of time, but my family doesn't rest.
Oh, yeah, I know you guys don't. I know you guys don't.
So it's like we're
I know.
going. But now, see, I kind of hinted towards you and kind of joke towards an old man story before we went live on the show. So it has to do with my leg.
Mhm.
The kids last week, the Kings Island. We did the cabana and everything. Janessa's sister was in town, so we kind of did it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what we did I did the wave pool and basically the lazy river.
Okay.
And getting out of the lazy river the first time out of the tube, I flipped forward to get out.
Yeah.
I put my left leg down, the injured one,
Yeah.
seized.
Oh
I
god.
couldn't even get out of the lazy river without hurting myself. So I'm like, and Janessa's first reaction I was proud of. It was kind of a smile at me, like you're getting old. And second was, okay, what do we do to need to get you back to where we can sit down and
Please don't drown in the lazy river.
look, old man drowns.
Uh,
uh,
you need some calisthenics. You need to start stretching before going to Kings Island.
dude, I was in physical therapy for my back prior to this injury.
Oh, yeah. Well, were you doing it?
Yeah,
How well were you doing it?
I was
Were you sticking to it?
I was doing the stretching and everything like I was told, and then
Okay.
boom, like some bitch.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling as good as I'm gonna be. I mean, there's been times where it's fine, and then there's times where like if my dog, who's a whole bunch of maybe 15 pounds at most,
Yeah.
decides to jump up in the chair and gets me in the leg, I want to throw him through the ceiling. So it all depends on how much I'm moving.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Let
Glad to hear
me
that I'm falling apart. Glad to hear
I'm
my horror stories. I see where it is.
always always and forever, my friend. No, I'm glad that you're doing somewhat better, right? Sounds that way anyway.
Oh yeah, I can walk around and not want to punch something. So yeah, I'm good.
Did they put you on the good stuff though, didn't they?
Oh,
You were on some
the first day they gave me 800 milligram ibuprofens, muscle
right.
relaxers, and oxy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like I
It's
didn't feel like I was hesitant. See, I mixed up what the muscle relaxer and the oxy was. I didn't realize the muscle relaxer was just a muscle relaxer because I don't take a
right,
whole lot of
right.
medicine.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting, I'm like, my legs still hurt. And it was telling me what the muscle relaxer was, like while I was getting discharged. I was like, oh, can I change my opinion or my mind on the oxy?
Yeah.
Because if it's going to get rid of the pain more so than the ibuprofen, he said absolutely. And he gave me that, and I
Yeah.
was like, I kept on that for almost 2 days, and I didn't feel nothing.
That's why Oxy is so friggin' dangerous. That's why there's such a problem with it in the country because it's like I've taken like half a pill before. Just like I think I had this was I don't know 5 6 years ago, where my back went out. The what do they call it? Oh, sciatic nerve. I had
Okay.
pain real bad, and yeah, I remember just taking half one, and I felt like I was floating in a pool. Like I was laying on the couch, but it felt like I was floating. Just like it really just like kind of wipes you out and. I've been looking for that high ever since.
Oh yeah, I don't
But
see.
yeah, that's why it's so dangerous.
I get more of that feeling on Vicodin
Yeah, that'll do too, yeah.
than I do with Oxy. Oxy just mellowed me the hell out. Now, but I think it was a combination of the Oxy and the muscle relaxer because
Right.
my muscle relaxers. Janessa laughed. She said, "You take that and you're drooling on yourself within an hour. Like I am gone. I'm old man gone. I'm like I'm
You
sitting in my
drool
chair.
anyway.
What was that?
You drool anyway.
Oh yeah, but and she said you're basically gonna drown yourself.
Local man dies
Drown
drowning in
himself
his
in
own
bed.
drool. A lazy river coming out of your mouth.
That's no, that's gnarly. Okay, imagine the
Um,
smell of that. Whew.
what else is going on with you? I titled this thing something about softball. I know you've been doing something with softball.
Oh, Skylar. Yeah,
Yeah.
Skylar. So I've got two kids. You know these two,
I
little
I know of your kids.
goblins.
Yes.
Um, Zach's big in the soccer,
Yeah.
and Skylar has been finding her sport, and she found it. Softball's her sport,
Yeah.
and it's funny because there was a point in the season where the coach was like, "Who's the best power hitter in the league?" And everyone's pointing to Skylar. She's putting the ball in the air in the outfield, and she's their cleanup hitter. She's hit fourth all season long.
Wow.
Every time anyone's on base, she's clearing the bases. I mean, freaking she's good. It's just what
Yeah.
it is. And I know I'm dad, but it's
Are you a
also
little biased?
a little biased. But we put some extra like training in for her as well, which we can actually see, out there.
Yeah.
But
How much so you do sessions with, like, a
yes,
coach? How much is that per session?
we pay 35 a session, and that's a half
35.
hour.
Okay, so the guy I went to was 40, I think. Yeah, so that's, right around what we were paying too.
And it probably also depends on the facility they're using. I found out
Mm.
since we're going to a facility, we pay the coach a little bit more because she's got to pay a facility charge.
Oh, that makes sense, okay.
So it's a situation like that. But we've had, like a lot of the East Coast, blazing heat.
Yeah,
And if it's not hot, it's soaking wet.
right. Yeah,
So she has a tournament that she's playing in that they got the round robin games in. So those two games in, they played in the dead heat. The girls were just a mess at the end of it. They couldn't handle it, quite
yeah,
frankly. By the end of it, it was just asking too much of these 9-year-old girls to play in.
right.
But then there was a tournament game that's supposed to play, and then that was canceled because of the heat. And then tonight there was supposed to be a game, but it was pushed because the boys were playing, which then the boys didn't play because we got stormed, so washed it all out. So I don't know when these games are happening. And then there's still an all-star team that she's made that we don't know anything about either.
Yeah.
And this is a travel team. So it's like, oh, and then Zach's gonna be starting up soccer again here, soon. So
Uh, we officially announced the cancellation of Dadnarok because there's just too many kids sports going on.
oh,
They're on
it's nuts.
official hiatus until they're in their 20s,
Until they're in their 20s.
till they move out.
No, 16 when they can drive. Here, you go to your own crap. I'll go to your games. Practices are on you guys.
Well, you know what's funny about your kids though too is like not only are they into their sport, like Zach is into soccer, but soccer is into Zach, meaning like he's sought out by these divisions and these other teams and like these where it's like, oh, we want to they come to you and they're talking to you like, hey, would you mind playing for our team?
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. Yeah, because he went to the team called the Galaxies. That was what
Yeah,
his team fed into. But he had a friend go to another team, and his dad was like, "I like Zach. I'm going to mention to him." And then they started talking. Then all of a sudden they're like, "Okay, we want Zach." Almost like he was scouted, and
yeah,
he went and tried out for that team. He made that team, but he decided to turn it down. And then we found out later that a team in another area was asking about Zach as well. And we were like, "Holy crap!" Now I don't think he knew. He doesn't listen, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't know
yeah.
that it was a whole other team asking about his availability. I'm like, okay, we can let this kid's big head get too big. I mean,
Yeah.
this is nuts. And then I tell him though, I was like, you may be skilled at this position, but you have to practice.
Oh yeah.
It's like skills only going to get you so far. Hard work will get you the rest of the way.
Right.
So it's like I'm trying to beat that into his head because now that he's got his arm has been recovered from, they say broken. Even at the second X-ray, they didn't. She said she didn't see any healing in it, which I think they were being cautious.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me. But he's been cleared, so now we need to get him back into training, get the ball back in his feet, get him moving again, so he doesn't miss much.
Right. When does that start up again?
We've already spent almost $300 on uniforms. Yeah, yeah.
Do they play in the dead summer August heat?
No, no,
Oh, okay.
no. They start back up. They start training right about when school starts. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. So yeah, so the trainings will start back up in August.
Okay.
But their games I don't think really start until like the September timeframe. But we're playing in a new team. They're playing in new divisions. There's gonna be a lot of news for us with this team, and to see how this actually kind of shakes itself out.
You mentioned softball. I'm proud of Verona because her school in 6th grade, she'll be going into 6th grade next year. and it's the first grade that they actually have school softball, like softball in the school sports. Sixth grade
Okay.
is like the first
Is
year
it
you can enter.
intramural or is it actually like playing for the team?
No, it's like playing for the team.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty softball. Her school's pretty good at. They don't do a ton of sport. Like they don't have a football field, so they don't do football. But some sports, I think softball might be their biggest sport that they do. Um, but yeah, she agreed that she would try out a full season. I was like, "Look, I would love it if you went into this, and I'm not saying, look, try it out for like a practice or two, and then being like, I would love for you to like do a full season, and if by the end of the season, it's just like a few months out of your school year.
Mhm.
If you don't want to do it again in seventh grade, that's fine, because I'll be proud of you that you gave it a full shot,
Yeah.
and just to see if you like it or not." And she was like, "That makes sense." So she's getting into it. She for some reason she really wanted to gravitate towards baseball, and I kept like, not to push softball on her like a girls boys things, but I just
Yeah.
know there's more opportunities for softball for girls, unfortunately, than there is for baseball. Especially around here. I tried looking into like leagues and stuff, but I also told her, like, it's a good way of just she's already has, like, a friend group, but I know, like, she can kind of expand her horizons with, like there's something different about being on a team with one of
Yeah.
your classmates, or even, like, one of the 7th or 8th graders being on the same team, making friends that way too, which I think would ultimately be good for her. Get her out of her little iPad, Roblox gaming crew that she's, accrued here in the last couple years. But yeah, I'm proud of her. She's going full throttle towards it. I think we're gonna do more lessons too between now and the school year coming back too. So we're
It
kind of
goes it goes a long way. Like Skylar
yeah,
really made leaps and bounds when we found the trainer that she really enjoys. She works with. She's also like the local high school coach as well.
yeah.
So she has no big thing. But I'm no, I'm pumped for Verona. That's awesome. It's like I
I know
know.
she turned 11 on her vacation. I can't believe how old our kids are.
Yeah, when you said sixth grade,
Yeah,
I was like, holy smokes.
she got a phone for her birthday. She
Yes, I
officially has a
know.
phone now.
Oh,
Yeah,
speaking of phone, so I am sitting down. I'm not sure what I was doing anymore, but I get a phone call and it said your last name and it didn't say her full name.
right.
So I'm like, I'm not sure what this is. So I just kind of, I think it went to voicemail before I had a chance to actually answer it.
Yeah, she
And
left the voicemail.
the voicemail was fantastic because she's talking, and then I can hear Christina coaching her about being someone from Blockbuster and not returning a DVD. I think called Fate.
Yes,
Was it Face Off?
it was Con Air, yes.
Con Air. That's what it
She
was.
she's the new CEO of Blockbuster Video, and she was looking through the records, and you never returned the Con Air DVD back in 1998, and you owe Blockbuster, like, $600 or
Or
$6,000, I
something
don't know
on
what she
those
said.
lines. So I called back and she didn't answer, which I thought was fantastic. So that I then left a voicemail.
The voicemail you left saying, like, "Yeah, somebody called me here saying I owed money, I just wanna see if you take PayPal or Venmo or whatever." And she was with we were on vacation at the time, so, like, she had just gotten her phone, like, either that day or the day before, and those drives, those 45-minute drives or whatever from Ocean City or Wildwood back to our hometown, like, she was bored and she was back in the back seat with her cousin, Danny, who's only, like, 6 months, younger than she is. So, we gave them permission to make prank calls to people that we know.
That's awesome.
So she called, I don't know, she must be called like 10 different people, and left and each one was different. It wasn't all like Blockbuster, like, she made a new prank call for everyone. They
A
were
new
having a
story
blast.
for each of them. That is awesome.
Yeah, they were having a lot of fun, but when you called back and left that voicemail, they replayed it on her phone, and they played it for all of us at the Airbnb, and they were cracking up because they thought they had fooled you.
Oh,
They thought you were really worried about having to pay this fee back.
oh, that is awesome. I'm glad I was able to make her evening. That is funny as hell.
Yeah, that was
I-
funny. We had a great time. We went back home, it's back home to Jersey, you know what that's like.
oh
That's
yeah.
if y'all don't know the podcast, me and Chris are originally from South Jersey, just kind of a Philadelphia suburb, halfway between the shore and Philadelphia, and, it's nice. I actually stayed in an Airbnb. Is one of the only times I've actually stayed in an Air have you stayed in an
I've
Airbnb
never done
before?
an Airbnb. No.
it's nice, but it's also kinda weird because it's like you have all the amenities of home. We had, like, a pool and, like, a covered deck and a nice little, like, fenced in, privacy fenced in backyard, and we were, like, only 5 minutes from my, brother down the street, and, it was really nice actually to be so close to everything growing up and, like, just a hop, skip, and a jump to Delsey Drive and all the amenities
Oh,
there and stuff,
wow,
right?
Delphi Drive.
But and it was actually I don't know if this won't mean anything to a lot of listeners, but it was, like, 12th Street. It was, like, near Mulberry and stuff, but it was, like, down a few blocks.
Just far enough away where that
Yeah, just far enough away where the lawns were manicured and stuff. It was a little bit, nicer, I guess. But yeah, we had a great time. We went to what did we do? We went to Wildwood one day. It was a little overcast, but it was still nice. I wanted to give it wasn't Verona's first time, but it was her cousin's first time. I think her second time at any beach and her first time in Jersey.
Okay.
So I wanted to give them the Wildwood experience. We got, boardwalk pizza. We walked the boardwalk. We
Go to
did
Maury's
played
Pier.
games. Yeah, we played a little bit of games. We bought them like shirts and hoodies and plushies and all kinds of stuff. And I think a couple days after that, we actually went to Ocean City, which it's funny. Like I know Ocean City is overall a nicer beach, but like when you go to one and then almost immediately go to another, you see you see exactly like it's just like way less people. It has all the amenities. It has little shops, and it has you can get your pizza and your taffy and your ice cream and stuff. But Ocean City's just like so much like cleaner and nicer and I don't know. That's probably I don't regret going to Wildwood because that's kind of where you and I as kids went the most, I think.
That's why when I go back, I go there. It's more
It's
it
more the nostalgia.
yeah, it's a nostalgia. And then there's also a connection for Janessa and I. That's where I proposed to her. And she
Oh,
made
yeah,
what
that's right.
made her biggest mistake of her life. So I got her.
Got her.
But
Uh,
yeah, dude, when I was seeing pictures of your brother and nephew and everyone all sitting on the wildwood balls and the
oh,
pictures and all
yeah.
that,
Yeah,
dude,
that was a great little spot.
I was feeling like jealous because there's a part of me. If you guys don't know already, if you guys have been following us, I become a big Disney guy. I
Yeah.
love going to Disney. We go to Disney all the time now, and we juggled the idea of going back to Disney or back to Jersey.
Mhm.
We are like, will the kids have enough to do to keep themselves, just stimulated in Wildwood
Right.
without spending Disney money on the
Yeah.
Wildwood Boardwalk?
Yeah.
And we defaulted to go back down to Disney
Right.
during October rather than during the summer. But like I want to go back. Like I
Yeah.
want there's a draw to me that goes there. But when I go there, like we stay in Wildwood. We actually get a condo in Wildwood.
Right.
And the last time we went to Philly. We went to Ocean City, not Ocean City, Cape May.
Right.
We did a few things. I don't want to do that next time. It's like I
Yeah.
feel like there was so much stress because there's no direct way to get anywhere really,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it takes so long. And Philly was a mess for the ball game I went to. It was like, okay, I just want to decompress and stay here.
Yeah. Mine was a foodie trip. I mean, S&J Pizza. Were you a big fan of S&J growing up?
Honestly, I don't remember.
I didn't appreciate S&J until, I don't know, it was 1 or 2 trips ago back to Jersey before my mom moved over this way, where I had it, and I guess just the years of having Ohio and Kentucky pizza, I just forgot how good pizza could be.
Yeah,
And, like, I had S&J pizza, and I was looking forward to it, like, the whole trip. That's what we were basically, we had a graduation party that we threw at the Airbnb. We messaged the guy, we were like, "Hey, we're gonna have a kind of a small get together, just for my nephew that's graduating," and he was very hospitable. He was good about it. But we did throw a party. I mean, we had at least good and luckily, we set the time between, like, 1 p.m. and 8 p.m., so it was kinda like show up whenever, leave whenever kind
okay,
of
yeah.
deal.
So there
So
wasn't
that
like
way
40 people at one time. It was
right,
20
exactly.
people, and 5 or 10 will leave, and more would show up, type thing.
Yeah, so they were spread out, so it wasn't so bad, and then like, parking didn't get so bad too, because 'cause you're in a neighborhood. I mean, you're, like, parking on the street where people live.
Yeah,
It's not like a hotel with a parking lot. Um, so, yeah, it went off without a hitch, it was really good, but, yeah, that's the pizza we got for the party was a big old, what do they call them? Party trays? The
yeah.
S&J pizza? Yeah.
Party tray. Oh, I haven't heard that term in forever. Party
Yeah.
tray. Now, it was. What was the one? Maybe it was S&J. It was on a
SSNJ is the big, thick boys where it's like the square or rectangle slices, but they're real thick and bready.
Oh, yes. I kept there that is the
Eh, the underneath and the underneath is crunchy, but the bread is soft, and something about their cheese and, like, the
so it's
oh my
similar, if
god,
I
dude.
remember right, if I'm connecting the dots, it's very similar to what, like, maybe a Jet's Pizza is here.
Yeah, it's kinda like a Detroit style a little bit, but it just tastes different. I don't know if it's the
It's the
it
dough, it's the water, it's all of that.
and it's not as greasy as your typical, like, Detroit pizza. Like, it's still if you get pepperoni on there, of course, you're gonna get that, pepperoni juice, but
Oh, I
it
love that
doesn't
pepperoni juice.
I know, do I do too.
Oh, I love it when they curl up the little and they get crispy and there's a pool of freaking
Oh,
grease in it.
yeah.
Oh, man, my old man body is saying no, but my behind is saying yes.
Dude, I the whole week, it was between the Boardwalk Pizza, the S&J Pizza, the several trips to Wawa. I'm repping my, Wawa t-shirt here. I got my subs, I got my tasty cake pies, I got
Oh,
all kinds of stuff, dude. Oh, I got Rita's water ice. The only thing that we didn't go to that I wanted to, the only thing that we missed out on is going to Verona's Custard on Delsey Drive.
oh,
First time I took Verona there, I got her in a, mogging in front of the sign there that says Verona's. But I wanted to do that again this time, just, now that she's a few years older, but,
the one I liked
we just
going to is the
didn't make
Custard
it.
Corral.
That's another one. The
That
only
was
reason I take her to Verona's is because
it's
of the
because of
name and the
yeah.
sign. But, yeah, that's the one I preferred as a kid too, with the
Oh,
goats, right?
yeah, yeah, over there by the high school? Yeah.
Oh, anyway, memories.
So,
Yeah, so I felt good, like, this is the first time where it's like not the
was it a
first
good
time, but
decompression getaway?
it
Like,
was
you were
a
able to
it was
forget everything and
honestly, it was a nice vacation because it's like the drive up was a little harrowing because it was raining through the hills of West Virginia, like, real bad. Like, we were driving through clouds.
oh,
Like,
I believe it.
there was a span of, like, 40 minutes or so where I could barely see in front of me. I had the flashers going just because I didn't want anybody running into me. It
Mhm.
was like pea soup up there. And then but we stopped in Baltimore, or not in Baltimore, but somewhere in Maryland at a hotel overnight. So we stopped
Oh, you didn't make
going
it
to
a one
Jersey.
full one full drive through?
Not the way up there, but coming home. We left at 4:30 in the morning and got back here in Kentucky at 4:30 in the afternoon. So, yeah, we made that trip. But the girls were good. Like, this is the first time that Rona's had her cousin with her on a vacation,
Okay.
and I was waiting for them because little girls, they bicker or
Kids in
whatever, like
general, it's not even little girls. Zach and
yeah,
Skylar will start picking at each other, and I wanna turn around and
right.
wring each other's necks.
They were good. They were just, like, giggling the whole time. They weren't complaining. They were, just grabbing snacks every stop at gas stations and stuff,
Well,
and,
yeah, you gave them permission to prank call all their friends and
well
family. I'm shocked I didn't get a Seymour Butts call.
there was a gas station in, West Virginia that was selling candy cigarettes,
Holy
and
crap,
dude
are you serious?
yeah, like, I haven't seen that in years. I feel like they don't allow that anymore, but this little mom and pop gas station in West Virginia had them, right?
Oh, they've had a
And they're
stash for
different
the
now.
past 40 years, and in the back room, you're trying to sell them all and get rid of them.
Well, it's bubble gum now. Remember how they used to be like little chalk candy or
That's yeah,
whatever?
because you'd blow through it, and then the chalk would actually look like smoke.
Yes, they did the same thing except it's cigarette shaped, it's wrapped in paper, but it's actually bubble gum, and they must put a little bit of that powder or whatever at the end of it because it's still when you blow through it, it still puffs out smoke. But that was the first time that the girls had had anything like that,
Oh,
and
jeez.
they were just laughing their butts off. They thought it was so funny.
That is
Um,
awesome.
but yeah, I mean, the trip was good, the drive, even though it was rough, I mean, you talk about getting old, like, sitting in the same position
Oh, yeah.
forever. By the
Why
time
did
I
you guys
got home
decide in stopping so close to Jersey? Like, Baltimore's not you're only about, what, 4 maybe hours out from Baltimore area?
because after you've been driving for 8 hours to get to that, that 4 hours sounds a lot worse than it is. That's why basically, because I just did on the way there, I did not want plus we didn't have the Airbnb yet, so we would have been spending,
Oh, gotcha. So
uh
you were stopping somewhere regardless because
we were
your where you were staying wasn't ready for you.
yeah, exactly. So we might
Okay.
as well just, like, do 2/3 of the trip the first day and just the remainder, because that way when we actually got to Jersey, like, we'd only been in the car for 4 hours as opposed to 12, and felt a little bit better.
Yeah, you're not completely wiped out just because of, mentally drained from the
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Gotcha.
it was a good trip. You know what I'm looking forward to, though? is this we had a reason to go there this time around, and I'm glad we got allowed out of it. I got to see family. There was a graduation for nephew, took pictures and had, good memories. I'm looking forward to going somewhere new though. Like next summer when it gets real hot, I would love to like get an Airbnb up at like a lake somewhere like in Michigan. Somewhere where it's like not as deathly hot, where it's a little bit cooler, maybe in the 80s, and do like a camping trip, or not a camping trip necessarily, but like an Airbnb by a lake. That's where I would love to go next summer, but we'll
Janessa
see
and
if
I have
that
been
happens.
batting around the idea of actually even talking to you guys and see if you wanted to do a cabin in Hocking Hills.
Mhm.
And that's been something that we've kind of been bouncing around because we want to go camping. We want to do something this summer.
Yeah.
We're just trying to wedge it in. It's like every time I want to sit down and actually try to schedule it, I something happens and I just don't do
It's
it.
hard to get on here sometimes. We had to schedule this getting hopping on here special because we
Yeah,
were
this was
gonna do
supposed
this
to be
tomorrow night.
tomorrow, and I was like, "Hey, do you
Yeah.
mind if we tentatively do it, Thursday because of this damn softball game?" But
But yeah, it was good times. What did you see any movies? We haven't seen any movies, either one of us since
I
then.
haven't seen nothing since Stitch. I had family in town, so I didn't get to
Yeah.
go see How to Train Your Dragon yet. Also, what was the other one out that just came out? I wanted to see Elio.
Yeah.
I heard that didn't do well, but I mean, it was interesting enough. I wanted to see it. F1 is just now coming out. This I think tomorrow, today or tomorrow, and
Oh, and Jurassic Park too, right?
is that coming out? Yeah, that's coming out this weekend too. So there's a lot out there. It's just I'm just
Did you
having a
hear
hard time finding time.
did you hear Campia's reaction to Jurassic Park or Jurassic
Uh,
World?
he's I think I have not watched him really in a while, and I think I heard 10 seconds of it and I shut it off because
Yeah,
he's predictable.
right.
He's very, very predictable. Why I didn't listen to all of it. What was his actual response to it?
Well, he just said it's just a plain bad movie. Like, even if you're looking for, like, dinosaur kills and stuff, like, there's not even enough of that. Like, he just him and, what's the other guy he has on there with the white hair? I
Uh,
forget, but
um,
Rob or,
yeah,
I
Rob.
forget his name. But both of them were just trashing the thing for, like, 10 minutes straight. They, like, legit hated it. So
But
I'm
he's
curious.
drooling over this Superman movie. He's drooling over Fantastic Four, and it's like, okay. I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I just can't anymore. I'll watch your segments when there's something worth watching. I feel like, but I'm not. I'll put it this way: it used to be number one on my. If you go to the left on your subscribes on YouTube, and they
Yeah,
kind of list the ones you've been watching a lot. It
right.
used to be one. It has slipped way down. I'm
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah, I'm just not. Maybe my mindset, my headspace is changing because I feel
Yeah,
like he used to be really positive. Even if he
yeah,
didn't like it, he said his negative things, but kind of in a positive way without being like just completely dogging on it.
yeah.
And that was I think I found him back on the Disney D23 when they announced like Ahsoka and all of it. They did that big announcement. I was like, it's been a while now, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And I feel like ever since then I've seen this show kind of the it just change.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I haven't watched it in forever. I just happened to, fall upon it today. I actually at work, I listen to YouTube videos a lot where I just start playing them, and hopefully it's a longer video so that way I don't have to keep finding something new to listen to.
yeah.
And the last 3 months, I've been listening to, the Karen Reed trial. I don't know if anybody out there knows that, but it's like just like true crime, but they
She got
actually,
off,
like,
didn't she?
screen. She did. Yeah, yeah. She was found not guilty.
I
Um,
I unfortunately stumbled into some TikTok videos at
I
the
did.
very end of the whole process.
But, I mean, that's what was taking up my days because it's like a full day of court, and I would just sit there and listen to it. So now that it's over, it was over when I was on vacation. That's when the decision came. I'm like, "What do I listen to now?" I've been like so I was just, like, trying to find something, and Campea just happened to pop up, but, yeah, that's a struggle for me, because it's like I can't work. I have to, like my mind has to be, like, focused on or not focused on, but, like, listening to something in the background that's
Mhm.
not music. I don't know why, I just, like
Music
I
doesn't
wanna
do it for me either.
Yeah, I don't know what it is these days. I gotta have somebody talking and trying to, like, teach me something or entertain me actively.
The new I know you weren't into this, and a lot of people, a lot of Stars fans kind of dogged on them, but the most recent and final adult novel for the Star Wars High Republic just
Oh, okay.
released.
Yeah,
So I've got that to listen to try to get, work my way through. Uh,
right.
you remember MythBusters?
Yeah,
Do you remember Carrie and Tori
I do,
of the Bill
yes.
team? They
Yeah.
started their own podcast called
Oh, did they?
Mythfits.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're kind of reminiscent about the past, talking about where they've been, what they've been doing, and just a bunch of stuff. So that's been really fun. They've got a YouTube forum, so the
Yeah.
video's there. So that's maybe something you can check out.
I heard this one podcast called, something called the Dadnarok podcast. It's 2 guys in the Midwest. They grew up in Jersey,
Sounds
and,
terrible, man. Why would you?
I know well, I started listening and their voices were just so awful I couldn't keep listening.
And the mundane, and we
Yeah,
don't
it's
want to
just
hear
like
about things that they care about, because I don't care about that stuff. Why would I bother?
they droned on and on. It was just stupid.
So you've been playing Red Dead Redemption.
I have been,
How's
yes.
that going? You got quite a few videos up. I've popped in and out, watching some here and there. I have not watched a full length one, I'll be honest, but I've
Oh,
watched.
I could tell, I know.
Yeah, there's some, yeah, but you can tell when I'm on there because I'll start making random comments.
Yeah. It's fun for me. I love the game, and it's added a new layer because I did a playthrough, I don't know, like, last year. I played through it when it first came out in 2018, and then every couple years, I'll just kinda, like, pick it up and do it a playthrough again. This one I'm taking slower because I'm stopping myself because 'cause I'm recording, and I'm only doing it in, like, hour, 15-minute chunks. So it's a little bit harder because I don't know, I just wanna keep playing, but I don't also necessarily don't wanna just be sitting down here when I should be with my wife and daughter. It's hard to game when
but
you're
but
getting
you know
that
what?
old. Mhm.
Honestly, it's good for you and good for me and what I'm doing. It's that
Yeah.
hour for yourself that you're
Yeah.
you're zoned out. It's kind of a a good, like, mental refresh.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, I'm always busy, and I know your family asks a lot of you as well. So just taking that little bit of time for ourselves,
Yeah.
I think goes a long way.
No, I think you're right. It's nice, and, she's gotten, used to me, like, as soon as I get home from work, basically, I come down here, and that's my hour before I have to pop back up for dinner and spend the rest of the night, upstairs with the family.
Now,
I'm
are
down
your
here for now in the
schedules still
basement.
kind of a little wonky? Because I know at one point you said you may get home an hour before she would.
Not anymore. She started with a different company, like a month ago, so she's back to working from home again. So
Oh, is
she's
she?
home all day. Yeah, which I'm thankful for. It's nice having her here, and I don't have to worry about that. So no, I just come down here and play it, record it, and I've gotten kind of a system down where I even like take the audio, like I remove the audio portion from the video and then mess with it in Audacity. Like I got those first 10, 12 videos, like I was tinkering with things like the camera position. I got a new camera, like all these little things to try to like, make each video a little bit better. And it's been fun for me because I've been getting used to like OBS and so there's all those added benefits and just like playing the game almost with fresh eyes because I know like I'm playing it for, an audience or whatever. So it's like there's little scenes or it's transitions or I just don't want to be like riding on a horse and not. So in my head, I'm like, well, I should be talking or something because
That's
I'm
the
like,
hard thing for me. It's
yeah,
the talking, because you're talking about this here, and I ventured into a new world for us, for our show, for me. We do
yeah,
this all the time.
right,
So live videos are not a big deal. We can both I know I can talk the paint off the walls. It doesn't matter.
yeah,
I can just go and just ramble on. But you've been doing your Red Dead thing. I've been building a ton of Lego.
yeah,
A ton of Lego. And before you went on vacation, we were kind of throwing back and forth the idea of I wanted to do a live build. But I also knew if when I'm doing a build, my average time for a bag is
right,
about 20 to 25 minutes per bag.
yeah,
And it's not me rushing through it. It's not me taking my it's just it's a steady build.
yeah,
I was like, okay, I can't. Well, two things. That's a one. That's a two. Two things is I don't have the time to sit back here and build one that is 4 bags, 5 bags, 6 bags, deep.
Right.
That's too much time, and that's when the wife will be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Where are you?
But my Skylar was away at camp, and I decided I'm going to go to the brick store and get a creative set, and it was one of the 3-in-1s. So it was like a camcorder, a little television, or an old school film camera.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I brought it home, opened it up. It was 2 bags. It wasn't even labeled 1, 2. It was open both, pour them out, and build.
Right.
I'm like, cool. So I set my phone up, went to TikTok, hit live, and I'm sitting here, back here, just building and talking and building. I'm telling you, with what we do here, like we can see how many people are watching, and that's fun. But when you're building something and you have to like stop and then kind of welcome people in, kind of start over again what you're doing, and then you're
Yeah.
seeing the people hitting the like and the hearts and everything on during the video, that was a whole different feeling. That was fun. I'm actually almost went back to the brick store to get another set today to do a YouTube live, which I haven't done on
Y
our normal program.
you need to do that. You need to do that because I don't think I'm even a fan. I don't even have TikTok on my phone. So I can't watch TikTok. Well, I guess I could. I need to get it on there, especially if we have a presence on there. But yeah, you should get on YouTube and do a live. I would watch it. I'd tune in.
Yeah, so that's my next thing. I think I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get another one of those easy creative ones, or even one of the smaller Harry Potter sets or Star
Yeah.
Wars sets. I've got 2 Star Wars sets, and I have not built a Star Wars set in forever. Oh, you don't even know this. So I got my chopper.
Yes.
I bought R2.
You did R2 too? Oh,
I don't
you
have
got
it
him.
built yet, but I've got R2. So they're gonna be side by side on my display.
Do you think the 3PO, because they have 3PO too, he's not to scale though, right? Like R2, if he's built versus the 3PO,
Oh,
that's
no, no, no. R2, no, no, they're not. Now
R2's like way bigger, right?
you can buy them to scale, but the one that you'll find in Target and Walmart and everyone right now,
Yeah.
they're not the scale ones. They're going to be,
Oh, I see.
yeah, no, yeah. If you really wanted to, you can find the ones that are to scale, but you are going to be paying the to scale price.
Let me get a full scale, 5.5 foot tall 3PO to
But yeah,
that's
dude,
fun.
I was just kind of going through like since we talked last, all the Legos we built. Like we
Yeah.
went ahead and we bought some of the botanical sets, and I haven't been big into the flower sets and all that. But Janess was like, that's kind of what I want for Mother's Day. So I bought 3 of them, and then while Skylar was away, we went ahead, me, Zach, and her went ahead and sat at the kitchen table and all built, one of the sets.
I think we need to get on here. You and I talked about getting on here and just like do it a BS night where we're on here for an hour or so and live streaming. And I know there's a way where I can get on here and we can show me playing Red Dead, like hunting or fishing, and then you just getting on here and showing you during a build, and we can just BS while we do our summertime hobbies.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too. Because if we were doing it, I wouldn't have to worry about completing the full build.
Oh yeah,
I'd be
no,
like,
yeah.
I got two. I'm about 2 bags in, and I'm good. We can move on. But yeah,
And I wouldn't have to worry about narrating or commenting on the storyline of Red Dead. I could just like, ride around and hunt and fish and mindlessly. It'd be fun.
yeah. And Janessa went ahead and bought me a new desk for Father's Day. So the set I've got
Is
right
it built?
now. No, I have to move some things around, and my back was messed up, my leg. So
Yeah.
the setup I have now is going to go into my dining room, which is then going to become my Lego building spot.
Oh, I see.
So
Yeah.
unless I'm doing it live, if I'm recording, I'm gonna be recording out because what I do is I record and then pull all the audio out. I
Right.
don't want any of the audio. So I'm like, I'm not worried about people walking around,
Yeah.
people talking to me. None of that matters to me at all. It's just I
Right.
want to make sure I've got the shot of me in the Lego building. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm gonna have a new set, which is gonna be fun. I gotta figure out what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out a way or when I'm gonna shoot what I've got. Like
Right.
my Star Wars helmets that are in front of me, some of my Star Wars figures that I've got built behind me, and then my whole setup in my living room, which, like I said, you said before, you haven't even seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out. There's a bunch of that. 'Cause I'm going through the same thing you are, like with the build. Like, 'cause I'm struggling with it right now, and I've got to figure out. I got to slow down because when I did the Hogwarts Express, it was so
Yeah.
big that I was doing 3 bags at once.
Right.
These smaller ones may only have 6 bags.
Yeah.
So that's 2 videos at the Hogwarts Express pace.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, I got to start shooting a bag at a time to space this out because I'm running out of space. Because Zach's building now. Zach built. I'm not sure if you don't play Fortnite, but there's
No.
something called Columbo. And if anyone's out there knowing what knows what Columbo is, he's like a creature about yay big. And
Yeah.
now he has a spot on my shelf. So
Oh,
Skylar's
no
got the right
kidding.
side. Zach's got the bottom. I've got the left and the big shelf above. As a, I am very quickly running out of space.
Legos spilling out the windows at your house.
Oh,
That's cool, though.
but
That's
it's
cool that, Zach's in it too.
he was big into it for a while and then it just stopped.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not spending the money for you to not either buy them or get halfway through them and then lose pieces and not finish them. I'm like,
Right.
but yeah, now that he sees me building them, he had a good time messing around with the Mandrake video I posted. I put my
Right.
headphones on, I pulled it out, and he fainted.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a lot of fun.
So yeah, got a kick out of with that there. So it's been a lot of fun.
Well, doing a live stream of that maybe in our future. I know that you and I had to talk about stuff that we'll be doing here kind of over the summer. I mean, we'll definitely you'll keep doing Legos. I'm stuck playing Red Dead until I don't know. I mean, I'm not even halfway through the story yet, and I'm already like 19 videos deep. So that's gonna be like a summer long effort, I think. But yeah, we'll be hopping back on here together from time to time. I feel like if we see a movie and we haven't seen any movies yet this for the summer. It's like we did the summer movie preview and we haven't seen any.
We haven't done any of it.
Yeah, but I think we'll have some reasons to pop back on here live from time to time together.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you said, I think we're going to try to do it as regularly as we can. But you
Yeah.
have your thing going up with your gameplay. I've got my Lego addiction that is becoming very very expensive uh,
Mm-hmm.
for me. So
But I think that's gonna be it for right now. Join us on the channel. We are here. We are Dadnarok. Gosh, we're all over the place. I tried listing out all of our socials, and I don't know. It's tough. I don't even know what we're on anymore. We're on so much stuff. Well,
just search us;
podcast.
we'll pop
Yeah,
up somewhere.
just search for Dadnarok or Dadnarok podcast or Dadnarok arcade or whatever. We're all over. But yeah, I think that's it for this week, right?
So I guess until we see you next time, go ahead and I guess I'm going to say keep it cheesy.
Keep it cheesy. See ya.